Hello, another Kittywake Anchorage. This is Squirrel Cove on Cortes Island on the east side of the island. And Squirrel Cove is an interesting place. It's a fair-sized, well-protected, shallow anchorage, popular in the summertime. We're looking over at the far end, or the head of the cove, and we're panning around. You see a few boats up at the head there. Just at the behind the point in front of us is the entrance to a lagoon. You need about 12 or 13 feet of tide to be able to kayak into it, but once you get in, it's quite expansive, and you can paddle around for an hour or so, just enjoying. Now we're looking basically to the east. Not many resident boats here. There's a government wharf at the store where the local boats hang out, but this old converted fishing trawler, Woody, has been sitting here for quite some time. As we start looking south, you'll see yellow buoys, and that's native farm, aquaculture farm. Part of the cove and part of the surrounding land is on the Squirrel Cove Indian Reserve. Here's a little island where cruisers tend to take their dogs to do their business. And we're around again. There is a trail behind this island directly in front. There's a small island which might be hard to tell right now, but the trail leads over to Von Donop Inlet, which is a marine provincial park, and also you can turn another way on the trail and get to the store at Squirrel Cove. Anyway, this is Squirrel Cove. Here's the water rushing out of the Squirrel Cove Lagoon at low tide. As the ocean tide goes up, it equalizes. You need about a 4-meter or 13-foot tide to be able to just go in fairly easily. Anything higher than that, the ocean goes into the lagoon. So anyway, interesting. There's the trailhead to get from Squirrel Cove over to Von Donop's or the Squirrel Cove store. A little red buoy tied to a tree and a homemade sign says trail. Here's the Squirrel Cove Indian Band's aquaculture setup. All the yellow buoys and the floating ramps and stuff. Doesn't look very active this time of year. Okay, this is the entrance exit to Squirrel Cove on Cortes Island. On the right is the Indian Band's private dock, and we're working our way through this little cut between Cortes Island proper on the right or starboard and Protection Island on the left. No problem with depth, even at low tide, which it is approaching now. You've got 12 or 13 feet under your keel, and really not much in the way of current at all. So easy exit and easy entrance, as long as you pay attention to your charts. Here's the Squirrel Cove Native Band's area, their village. In front of us is the modern Longhouse Community Center, and then as we look to the left, you get to the village proper, which is only 25 or 30 houses, well kept. And then as we continue...
All stations, all stations, all stations. Victoria Coast Guard Radio, Victoria Coast Guard Radio, Victoria Coast Guard Radio. New Marine and Voice Advisory for Francis Point, Harbor. Switch now and listen to the continuous marine broadcast for more information. Victoria Coast Guard Radio out.
Anyway, as we continue looking to the south, you'll see the government wharf with the Squirrel Cove store, which is not on the Indian Reserve, at the head, the building with the shiny metal roof, and a small restaurant to the right of it, a parking area for people that live over at Refuge Cove, which has no ferry service or anything, so they bring their boats from the cove a couple of miles across the open water and then get in their vehicles to catch the ferry to eventually get to Campbell River and supplies and stuff. And then as we look further south, it's the open waters of Desolation Sound, which is under a pretty good blanket of cloud, but nice calm day. And that's it. Kittywake over and out.